Hey guys and gals from the US, Australia, and Canada, as well as across the country. Thanks for stopping by the Wild by the Mile YouTube channel. So let me do my weekly wrap up with the van before I dive in and take you on a tour of the Vancraft vans. Now the Vancraft vans are the ones that I'm using for the Wild by the Mile workshop. That's a 4-day, 3-night workshop that starts in San Diego. And if you want any information or all the information, just head over to wildbythemile.com. Essentially, May is booked up. There are no more slots. We sold out within 24 hours. The June slot is booked up as far as the shared experience. So 2 women, 1 van. The solo experience, there are 2 slots left. So if you want to be the lucky 2 to get in on the June experience, just go to wildbythemile.com right now and click book now. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to give women a hands-on experience of van life. You know, you see what I'm doing on this YouTube channel and on my Instagram, but I really want you to get your hands down and dirty and try this out to see if this is right for you, to see if van life is gonna be successful for you. So I'm offering a workshop, and I decided to team up with Vancraft. They're out of San Diego County, and they're the go-to rental company in Southern California. First though, let me do my weekly wrap up, making it rain money, or just throwing money out into the air. If you guys remember, I had to get my annual registration up to date with the California DMV, and that was more than $500 just to get an annual registration, a renewal. Well, I got a little piece of mail. Oh, well, we haven't issued your re-registration yet or your renewal because you have to go get your smog certificate. Yes, I have a 2016 Sprinter, but in California, I still have to go get the smog emissions tested. So I rushed to the smog certificate center business that specializes in getting your smog, and I paid $55. Wild passed with flying colors. The biggest challenge with any kind of Sprinter maintenance, whether it be brakes, tires, or smog, you have to think, you have to rack your brain. Is the van going to fit inside their business? Which a lot of times it's not. Fortunately for this smog certificate center, they had like a little mobile smog setup. So he was able to just bring it out to me. Okay, so now the man of the hour, the Vancraft owner, Derek.
I'm Derek at Vancraft.
This is the guy that's allowing us to do the Wild by the Mile workshop. You're the reason that we have these rental vans, so thank you. So Derek, your business, Vancraft, is out of San Diego County, or northern San Diego County.
We're in North County, San Diego. Pickup and drop off is in Oceanside. We're easily accessible from either Los Angeles or San Diego Airport.
So I would love to go inside your vans so that these women can see what van they will live in for 4 days and 3 nights during the workshop.
Perfect, let's take a tour.
Okay, first I'm gonna take you inside the long wheelbase Sprinter. Now this is the Vancraft Sprinter, and they choose 2004 to 2006 Sprinters. You have to remember that in that age group, the long wheelbase is 158 inches. Now, if you get a newer Sprinter, like say a 2016, 2017, the long wheelbase is 170 inches. So that's gonna be one of the big differences. Let's go inside and see how this Vancraft Sprinter is built out. Okay, so first off, I probably should tell you about height. I am 5'2", Derek.
6'3".
So you can tell kind of the difference. Now, it's not uncomfortable for you, I would assume, to stand up in here. You just kind of...
Yeah, no, it's not uncomfortable. You just can't stand up fully. You're always kind of doing something anyways, though. So you're cooking or doing dishes, and otherwise you're sitting.
Height is a difference. Also, what I love about your van, I know this is super simple, but I don't have it, the swivel seat.
Yes. Swivel seat is a must-have, and we're gonna have to convince you to upgrade.
It allows you to have more of a living room type. Some people can sit over on the bench area with a table. Some people can sit, one person can sit right here. First thing when you walk up, you have this little set. It's a butcher block top and cabinetry. Why don't you take us inside here?
Tons of storage, laptop storage, electronics bin.
Oh, that's smart.
We use a 2-burner cooktop and oven combo by Camp Chef.
It runs off propane.
Runs off the 1-pound bottle propane right on the back.
Yeah, that's my favorite kind of propane because you can pick it up anywhere and you don't have to worry about a fill station with one of those big 5-gallon tanks.
Yeah, it's very easy.
Have you ever made like pizza inside there or anything?
You can.
Cookies?
Yeah, so that's originally why we put them in the van, is for frozen pizza.
Ugh. That's so smart. That's one thing. I mean, I can cook a pizza, but it's more of like a tortilla with toppings on it. So an oven is a novelty, I would say, but they're becoming more common in vans now, ovens. First up under the oven, the drawer of the cookware.
All Vancraft rentals come fully stocked with all your cookware, dishes,
Bedding,
towels, outdoor camp chairs,
outdoor shower.
everything you need to camp. Basically, you just need to stop at the grocery store on your way out of town.
Of course, with the Wild by the Mile workshop, all you have to bring are your clothes because we're gonna go grocery shopping for this fridge. Oh, speaking of the fridge, let's see it because it is a different set style fridge. It's different than my isotherm, which you pull out. This one, how did you guys go with this fridge?
The top loading fridges are more energy efficient.
Okay.
So when you open it, the cold air stays in the fridge and doesn't fall out the front.
Is this just a fridge or can it be turned into a freezer?
It's either or.
Either
but
or.
It can't be both at the same time.
How much food can it store? Like a week's worth or?
If you get creative, you can keep about 1 to 2 weeks worth of cold food.
The overhead cabinets. Here is some of the main part of the storage and you've got your dishware, floor to ceiling pull-out pantry. I love this. This is a genius cabinet design.
The pull-out pantry will hold up to 2 weeks worth of dry foods or dry goods.
Storage under the bench. Mr. Buddy heater. You need that for the winter.
Window insulation.
This is a good place to put bedding if you have a Tempur-Pedic topper like mine. Or any kind of big items. I think, could you fit skis under there if you really wanted instead of the back?
If they were short enough.
You've got your Renogy solar controller, which shows you your battery levels. And you have your 120 volt. You have an inverter in here?
1200 watt inverter.
Okay.
Pure sine inverter.
And then these are your 12 volts, which are my favorite to charge phones with.
2 USB plugs.
This is for carbon monoxide.
Yep, carbon monoxide.
This is to turn on the 110, 120.
Yeah, so this is the switch to turn on the house plug. LED lights are on a dimmer switch.
With the dimmer. Dimmers are so key when they're not touch sensor because my touch sensor ones just automatically turn off. So the fact that it's manual, you have to flip it, is perfect. Why don't you show us what's underneath the sink?
Yeah, underneath the sink, we have a 7-gallon fresh water tank.
You actually just easily manually take out the tank, unscrew it.
It's a 7-gallon aquatainer that's designed to be removed from the van so you can fill it at freshwater drinking stations. And that eliminates having to have separate drinking water from your sink water.
Do you have an automatic pump, water pump on the sink?
Yeah, it's a 12-volt electric water pump on a switch.
I've always said if I ever built another van, I would want this blue stain or blue paint.
Yeah, we use an oak butcher block countertop and Baltic birch ply with a weathered gray and blue stain. I designed the layout and my business partner Nate is the carpenter and does the woodworking.
Okay, so this bench is another part of the living room area along with a swivel chair.
Yeah, it makes it really comfortable.
You could sit easily 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 people or 6 people with a swivel chair in here and hang out board games, card games.
Designed to seat 6 with seat belts. So there's the 2 front seats and then 4 seat belts on the rear bench seating.
Okay, now for the platform bed. Let's talk about the deets on that.
The backrest on the bench pops up.
And now it's between the size of a full and a queen?
Correct. Makes it very comfortable for 2 full-size adults to sleep in the bed.
So you can sleep this way or this way. And then there's even more storage, cabinet storage above here.
This is our long storage bin, and you can fit surfboards, skis, fishing poles.
Your ventilation or your air circulation is going to come from the fan and opening up all the doors.
Correct. The fan has both reverse and forward settings. So when you're cooking, you can exhaust out the smell, and when you're hot, you can bring in cool air from outside.
A mirror.
With the mirror on the back.
So let's go around back.
Yeah, there's a ladder on the rear door, making it easily accessible to the roof, and
Sunset rooftop sessions.
or yoga on the solar panel.
So you do have a rooftop tent that comes as an option on all Vancraft Sprinters.
Correct.
Okay, you also have a hitch.
Correct. Which is not for towing. We don't allow the vehicles to tow, but we do offer a bike rack if you want to bring your bike.
So let's see what's inside. Okay, so this is key storage because you can just throw so many big bulk items back here. So with the under platform bed storage, you have an additional water tank. And this is the best part. Check off bathing in nature on your bucket list. So all you have to do is find a slightly secluded spot so now everyone sees you. Open up the back doors and you have a hot water shower. Oh, it is nice and hot. And that was like 10 seconds later. Okay, now that we took a tour of the 158 long wheelbase Vancraft Sprinter, let's head over to the short wheelbase. So this setup is gonna look a little bit different than the long wheelbase just because you have less storage. So it's kind of like a mini compartment. For instance, the kitchen is right by the door, where on the long wheelbase, there was just extra storage over here. Then you have the Camp Chef, the cooktop and the oven over here, and the fridge right here. So you don't have an extra storage compartment that's just like the butcher block and the cabinets. And then you have a much shorter bench. So you don't have the wraparound style bench, you just have one bench. 2-burner stovetop using a 1-pound propane green bottle and an oven for cookies. We're gonna make lots of cookies in the Wild by the Mile Van Life workshop. Okay, so overhead storage is also similar. You're gonna have your dishes up here. These are a good choice because they're not glass. You know, when you were younger, I feel like this is the dishware that you would use during the Boy Scouts or something. Like, this is a man's van. You can tell a man built this. Okay, now since we do have fixed windows in here and you don't see any curtains, well, what about privacy?
Each window has its own insulation piece, so these are designed to keep heat out when it's hot, keep heat in when it's cold.
Okay, let's talk about these locks. A lot of times on Sprinter vans, or actually just vans in general, you see the push-in locks and then you pull it out. This, you put your finger underneath or inside the hole. You hook your finger up and it unlocks the latch. Okay, as far as the bed goes, again, you can extend it or expand it from a full size, the full to the queen. So if you're a taller woman in the Wild by the Mile workshop, I'll match you up, I'll pair you up with the long wheelbase Sprinter. That way you have kind of some extra room to spread out. As far as the short wheelbase Sprinter, that's gonna be for the solo experience. If you've never driven a Sprinter or a large van, that's one of the first things that I'll teach you during the workshop. This van is actually easier to drive, I think, than my van just because it is shorter. So I actually think you're gonna have a really easy time learning how to drive the Vancraft Sprinters. The best part of Derek's vans, they have a killer sound system. So we'll be rocking out. Let's talk about 2 points that are just basic facts you need to know. So Derek makes sure that you have to be 21 or older to drive a Sprinter. You're still welcome with the workshop, you just can't drive the van. Another thing, he completely welcomes dogs. So if you have, I've had women sign up with a little 5-pound Yorkie or their like 15-pound dog. You are more than welcome to bring your dog in the workshop. That way you'll get to see how you do van life together. Now, a woman did email me this week asking, hey Liz, we're gonna be doing this in June and July, what about temperature? Van life is all about adjusting to your surroundings, whether that be the outdoors, whether that be the temperature, or just your anxiousness around it, sleeping in the van itself at night. So yes, it's probably gonna be a little hot in the summer, June and July and August sessions. However, if you want to experience van life to its full capacity, we have a fan to keep us cool inside the van at night. So for my more life experienced women, some of the women over 40 years old have really asked me about getting up and down in the Sprinter. It's a valid point. One time I had a woman, she's the sweetest woman in the world. She came to look at my van and she actually fell out of the Sprinter because she kind of didn't realize the magnitude or the distance between this step and the ground. So that's one of the things that you'll kind of get used to getting up and down in the Sprinter during the workshop, is just the height difference between the ground and the step. So let's wrap up our tour and go around back. Again, wraparound doors for this Sprinter, and really all Sprinters actually, as well as your outdoor shower, water tank, electrical parts underneath here, and then the same setup as the long wheelbase. What we'll do during the workshop is we'll actually take one of these water tanks to the drinking fill-up station. The Vancraft vans don't have a water purification system through the line, so we're just gonna fill up the water that's pure from the beginning so we don't have to worry about drinking any kind of tap water or unfiltered water. Then you've got your accessories like your shovel and your camp chairs as well over here. Okay, that's a wrap up of the Van Craft Tour vans. These are the vans that you're gonna live in for 4 days, 3 nights during the Wild by the Mile workshop. If you want more information, just go to wildbythemile.com. As for next Sunday, I'm thinking about touching on parking ordinances. There has been some recent talk around the City of San Diego parking ordinances, specifically overnight parking, and how now you can habitate in your vehicle, but the mayor is saying, wait a minute, I might reverse that, or I might push to reverse that. So if you want to know more about that topic, just let me know in the comments below. And if there are questions you specifically want to know about that topic, please let me know as well. See you next Sunday, 7 p.m. West Coast time. Safe travels.